with the 360 by 4 program was to touch on the 4 aspects of the medicine wheel, and those are the mental, the physical, spiritual, and emotional. You can see that many kids came here, they didn't know what to expect. They were a little quiet. They were happy to be here, but they didn't know what was going to happen, but they were here. And so that was the first thing. They got up, they showed up, and most of them didn't give up, if not all of them did. And that's what we kind of promote, to finish strong. We kind of established this place as being a safe zone. No judgment. There's no teasing, no bullying. There's only picking up and helping out and supporting each other in a positive manner. We critique mishaps, but we also encourage mistakes, because if they're not making mistakes, they're not trying. And a lot of kids kind of understood that, hey, I could come here and I could be myself freely. I could be who I am, and if I do make a mistake, nobody's gonna ostracize me. They're gonna look at me and help me. And a lot of kids understood that, and so that allowed them to open up more and get up and say, I feel this way, or this happened to me, and I'm willing to take ownership of that. It's pretty apparent that the kids got closer to each other. They got to see that they're not all so different. That they go through the same things. That they will be in the same position here and there. The younger ones look up to the older ones. The older ones take the role of being a leader, and knowing that not only do their little siblings look up to them, but now they have a good solid 5 to 6 little kids looking up to them as well, asking them questions.
What we basically try to do is bring a little light into day-to-day, how the circle is entrusted into your day-to-day life. Jeremy and I came up with this program in a training that we went to a couple months back, so we thought we could incorporate it into the lives of our youth program. Like when we first started out, we would have them introduce themselves, where they're from, who the people are, and from just seeing them from the beginning introducing themselves, they was kind of shy, a little mumbling who they are, where their people come from. A lot of them didn't know, so when they left, they kind of went home and asked their parents on what their background was. So come to find out, a lot of them changed at the end. They were a little bit more vocal on who they were, who they represented and whatnot. So that was good to see that. Jeremy and I are trying to incorporate pride within our individual self, with our youth. Growing up, I didn't have this program or anything like it growing up. I think it's important to have a basis of like who you are and where you come from. A lot of us don't know that. There was a relocation movement back in the 60s, and a lot of our youth don't know why the different tribes. There's so many different tribes here in the Bay, and to touch on that historical trauma and why our people were brought from the reservations to the Bay Area. So I mean, for them to discover that and see where their people come from and what their people had to struggle for, I like to see that and just open that chapter into their lives so they know where they come from.
The second Saturday was physical. Physical was probably the fun, the funnest for me, in that that's what I pride myself on, is being physically active, because I think that helps you be confident in yourself and your image, and as long as you're healthy, you could take on anything that comes your way. That day we did obstacle courses, which consisted of different teamwork activities, solving stuff, to actually moving a 500-pound object from point A to point B as a team, and also another 120-pound bag of sand together as a team. And the teams were comprised of males and females, different ages, people they weren't really used to working with, so they had to adapt and learn each other's strengths and weaknesses, and help each other the best they could to succeed, and they did. Nobody was making fun of anybody. They all, cheered each other on. If somebody was behind, they didn't keep running. They stopped and went back and got them and made sure they crossed the line at the same time. Then the day there was good. Kids enjoyed it. I think we had our biggest turnout for the physical one, so we were proud of that day. We're proud of all the days.
On your mark, get set, go!
third Saturday was emotional, and we had Martin Martinez come down and speak with our youth, talk about the different emotions we go through, anger, happiness, sadness, and how the best way to cope with them. Not everybody's the same, but there's ways that you can get through it in a healthy manner, rather than resort to using alcohol or drugs, or hurting yourself or hurting others. So that was good for the kids to see and hear from a person that they're not really familiar with, but they opened up and listened well to them. The last day was spiritual, and I feel that one was a big one too. We invited Sammy Lopez out here. He's a drummer, and it was a good experience for the young people, male and female. He spoke with them, about the drum, why they drum, the different styles of drumming, where it comes from, where he comes from, and how important it is to him, and how it has helped him grow from a young kid to a grown man. So that was good for the kids to hear and see.
Look at all around, look around at the whole thing. If your skin is brown, then you're down for the old pain. Look at all around, look around at the whole thing. If your skin is brown, then you're down for the old pain.
I'm leaving home, all alone. On the res, I grew up unknown. The world said I couldn't be a king, but in the city I could see a throne. Feeling like the king of the damned in the kingdom of sand. Building castles as my freedom expands, just to watch them fall down as the tides roll in. I never seen a storm come without a wind.
I think one of the most important and essential pieces of what the 360 by 4 experiences gave the youth was just this opportunity to belong to something and to feel a part of something. I also think that these events, create a sense of hope and a sense of identity and just feeling inspired, looking at other people and seeing what they're doing and being inspired to find the gifts that they each possess and being able to cultivate those and to find the steps to make those grow. I think that one of the things that I saw and was just so happy about with this was just the tremendous amount of laughter that was constantly happening, and just to see these youth and their faces light up and just the beauty of and the contagiousness of what that laughter was. I felt like that was healing to the body, mind, soul, and I saw the importance of laughter and what it brought to them. I think that giving them any opportunity to have that with each other and to have that together as a group is very powerful.
Hi, my name is Aurora Sarabia. I'm from 5 different tribes: Huichol, Otomi, Tarahumara, Toltec, and Aztec. As Native people, we're very creative, very artistic people, and we have our history is told through digital storytelling, through our oral history. But we live in the digital age now, and I think it's so important for people to learn how to use or manipulate images digitally as well as analog. For 360 by 4, I had kids do stop motion animation, and I showed them several basic techniques, and I let them take over from there. So they got to decide what materials they were going to use, what techniques they were going to use, and then I assisted in shooting their projects. You know, with animation, it's very artistic, and depending on the techniques the kids used, also very physical. They have to move things around. Some of them moved their bodies, and I took pictures of them as they were moving. And they made up little stories, little vignettes, using their own ideas. Animation is very time-consuming. You have to think about it. It takes a while to do, and it plays so quickly. So I had to tell them to take their time and just let their ideas flow, and they did beautiful work.
All right, my name is Jesus Mauricio. I am part of the youth over here at Scotts Valley Tribal TANF. So will you talk about that? What I remember from the 4 weekends that we had with them is that we brought them together as a group, and we put them through challenges as groups, and then we also built character by putting them through these challenges. 360 program was important because it was based off of the Native American medicine wheel, I believe, and that involved mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. And we introduced them, if not reminded them what that is and what that meant to them and their family and their heritage. I want these kids to know that I have total faith in them. I want them to succeed. I want them to achieve. I want to see the best that they can do. I want to see them go to college. I want to see them be somebody. And then on top of that, I want them to prove to me that they are who they say they are, and also be strong within their native communities too. And that's the whole point of this TANF. It's to remind them who they are and to be strong and be faithful to it.
I say the reason why I do this work is because I feel that the youth today will make a positive change. As long as their eyes and ears are open and they can learn the good things in life, that they have it in them to again make the change for the good, not only for themselves, not only for the community, but for everybody in general. That they could do a lot of good out there. Growing up, I didn't really have the access to simple things like the internet to see how to apply for FAFSA, what the process was to get from high school to college. That was kind of new to me, and kind of learned it along the way. And the bumps and bruises that I took, I feel were a part of life. It's part of growing up. But I did it, and took it on the chin, and made my way through. But I feel like the kids today that I help, they don't need to take the hits on the chin. They could, I could kind of give them the tools to succeed, and they don't have to make mistakes, the same mistakes that I make, because you can't make all the mistakes in the world and expect to succeed. You got to kind of watch and observe and learn from others as well, so not to do certain things. And so what I want to do is bring that to the table and allow and show them that simple things like observing, again, just showing up to certain things, having a right attitude and a positive attitude to anything that they do. It could be in school, it could be in sports, it could they could be on their last dollar, but they understand that, hey, tomorrow's a new day, and it will get better as long as I keep myself healthy, and I let myself know that nobody could tear me down. One thing I constantly grew up hearing was like, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. So I want those kids to know that as long as they are their number one player, and they understand that everything's within their reach, that they could get it. and that's what I want to do. Is again just to bring smiles, bring happiness to the youth, and know that when they come here, that this is home. This home away from home.
You guys made.
That hurt. I don't like people.
Don't matter. Help them out. Clean it up.
Yeah, my son likes it. Go pick up your messes over there, Darren. I don't care if it's not your mess. Pick